Hi dear students, I am Srinivas sir, teaching science subject for you for 4th standard. In the last class, I have explained about the leaf, photosynthesis, what are the parts of the leaf and how they prepare their food by using the sunlight, minerals, water, and in the presence of sunlight, they prepare their own food. That process is called as photosynthesis. I hope you don't have any doubt in that. So next we will continue from the page number 7 in the textbook. Page number 7. Please open the page number 7 and look at the textbook. I will read first. How do plants use their food? Plants use the food in a number of ways for their survival and growth. They need food to repair worn out cells and build new cells. Plants release oxygen and absorb carbon dioxide during photosynthesis. Oxygen is necessary for survival and growth of animals and human beings on the earth. Plants store their extra food in leaves, stems, and roots. This stored extra food is known as starch. We use these parts as our food. So I will explain this much. Plants use the food in a number of ways for their survival and growth. You know very well, plants prepare their own food in the leaves. In the leaves are called as the kitchen houses or food factory of the plant. Food factory or kitchen rooms of the plant. So what they do with this food prepared? They use the food in number of ways for their survival and growth. For the growing purpose and for the living purpose, they use this food what they prepare. Okay, for we also using the same way the what we are eating the food for our survival as well as the for our growth we are taking in the food. They need food to repair worn out cells and build new cells. That means if any part is worn out, that means if anything is cut, then their new root or new stem or new leaf should be grown. For that purpose, they use this food and build new cells. That means for the growth, they use this food. Plants release oxygen and absorb carbon dioxide during photosynthesis. They release oxygen. What they do? They release oxygen and absorb carbon dioxide. Absorb carbon dioxide at the time of photosynthesis. So what the oxygen released by them, it is used by the animals and all the living things on the earth. All the living things on the earth for the purpose of breathing. For the purpose of breathing. Oxygen is necessary for survival and growth of animals and human beings on the earth. All the animals and human beings use this oxygen for the purpose of breathing. Next, plants store their extra food in leaves, stems, and roots. Leaves, stems, and roots. They store the extra food. They store the extra food in leaves, stems, and roots. This stored extra food is known as starch. What we call it as starch. We use these parts as our food. That means we use leaves, stems, roots as our food. That means the extra food stored by the plant are used by animals and as well as human beings. Animals and human beings. Next we will go for food production in some unusual plants. Some plants such as mushrooms, molds and fungi are non-green plants. They do not have chlorophyll, so they cannot make their own food. They get their food from dead and decaying plants and animals. Once again, I will repeat. Look at the textbook. Food production in some unusual plants. Some plants such as mushrooms, molds and fungi are non-green plants. They do not have chlorophyll, so they cannot make their own food. They get their food from dead and decaying plants and animals. The leaves of some next line, the leaves of some plants like croton appear dark red. This is because of the presence of a red substance that hides the green chlorophyll. So, in the presence of sunlight, these plants are able to prepare their own food. Plants like dodder, that is amarbel, are not able to make their own food. They are dependent on other green plants. Up here, I will explain. Then we will go to the next page afterwards. Food production in some unusual plants. Some plants such as mushrooms, molds and fungi are non-green plants. What they are called as non-green plants. They are called as non-green plants because they don't have the green color pigment, that is chlorophyll. They don't have the non-green color pigment chlorophyll, so it is not able to prepare their own food. They do not have chlorophyll, so they cannot make their own food. They get their food from the dead and decaying. What is dead? Dead and decaying plants and animals. That is the things which are dead or decaying, waste. From the waste, they are absorbing the food for their survival or for their growth. So they are called as non-green plants. See here in the figures they have given molds, mushrooms and fungi. Molds, mushrooms and fungi. Next, when you come to the decorative plants, like the leaves of some plants like croton appear dark red. What is the color of these crotons? They are in dark red. They are in dark red because this is because of the presence of red substance that hides the green chlorophyll. Here the chlorophyll is there, but another one color pigment is there. So it hides that color, but they prepare their own food using that chlorophyll. That means they don't depend on other plants. They prepare their own food. That the trees, the plants like croton, the plants like croton. Next, plants like dodder, amarbel are not able to make their own food. They are dependent on other green plants. They are dependent on other green plants. They develop special roots which penetrate into the host plant for their food. If you watch some plants, some special plants are growing on the plant itself. Okay, one plant is there, on that plant another one plant is growing. What they do, they absorb the food prepared by these small plants. They won't prepare their own food. Okay, they get the food from the mother plant or the plant on which it is growing. They penetrate. What they will do? Penetrate the leaves are for food into the host plant for their food. Food is generally stored in the stem or the roots of the dodder plant. That means they absorb the food from the host plant. Next, when you come to other leaves, next look at the textbook. Leaves of cactus plant get reduced to spines or thorns. Therefore, their stem contain chlorophyll. The process of photosynthesis and storage of food occur in their stem. Generally, cactus is found in desert area where very less amount of water is available. In the absence of water, cactus uses the food stored in fleshy stems for its growth and survival. That means when you come to the plants which are growing in desert area. What is the desert? Where the desert is the area where the rainfall is very, very less. Rainfall is very, very less. There is a scarcity of water. That means we won't get water as plenty as we are getting. Okay, in the desert area, there is no water. Okay, at that places, that means in these places, how the plants will grow? Because plants need water for their growth. But in desert area also, some plants are growing. How they will grow? The leaves in this area, the leaves are turned into thorns. The leaves are turned into spines or thorns. Therefore, their stem contains chlorophyll. Here, the stem acts as the leaf. Here, the stem acts as the leaf, perform the function what the leaf will do. Here, the stem perform the function, that is photosynthesis. Everything is done by the stem. Okay, this stem consists of chlorophyll, that is green pigment. The process of photosynthesis and storage of food occur in their stem. Generally, cactus is found in desert area where very less amount of water is available. In the absence of water, cactus uses the food stored in fleshy stems for its growth and survival. That means in the absence of water, what they do, they use the starch for their growth and survival. Here they are given the figures of cactus and desert plants. Cactus and desert plants. In the desert, everywhere, wherever you see, the only we get the sand. Okay. Next, we will go for relationship between plants and animals. Please see the textbook. Relationship between plants and animals. Animals and plants depend upon each other for their survival and growth. Animals and plants depend upon each other for their survival and growth. Animals need food to eat and oxygen to breathe. Plants provide oxygen and food to animals. Plants need carbon dioxide to prepare food. Animals breathe out carbon dioxide. What is the relationship between plants and animals? Plants and animals. Animals and plants depend on each other for their survival and growth. That means without the plants, animals cannot live. Without the animals, plants cannot live. That means they are interdependent. Interdependent. How? Animals need food to eat and oxygen to breathe. That means we need food to eat and oxygen to breathe in. Okay, oxygen to breathe in. Plants provide oxygen and food to animals. Plants provide food and oxygen to the animals. Food and oxygen to the animals. Food and oxygen to the animals. These animals, plants need carbon dioxide to prepare food. So this carbon dioxide is given by the animals. This carbon dioxide is given by the animals. That is, while breathing, we are exhaling. That means we are giving out this carbon dioxide. That means they give us oxygen and food. We give them carbon dioxide. We give them carbon dioxide. Okay, animals breathe out carbon dioxide. This carbon dioxide is used by the plants in the process of photosynthesis. In the process of photosynthesis, this carbon dioxide is used by the plants. Thus, we should maintain a balance in nature for the survival of both plants and animals. That means without plants, we can't live. Without us, they can't live. So, it is a ecological balance. We should participate in all essential activities to preserve and protect both plants and animals so that ecological balance could be maintained. That means we also live on the earth and we will give place for all the animals as well as the plants to grow. Without plants, we can't live. Without plants, we can't live because we won't get oxygen as well as food. So if the plants are more, we get more oxygen and we are healthy, and we get food also. We get food also. Here they have given some fact file. The World Environment Day is celebrated on 5th June all over the world. The stored form of sugar is called starch. Vana Mahotsav program helps to promote the planting of trees. So you by this you understand that plants are very important in our life. So government has planned to improve the plants or the trees and everything. So they celebrating June 5th, when June 5th as the World Environmental Day. World Environmental Day. On that day, so on the places, everyone should plant one plant. Each one should plant one plant. Then the plants, the number of plants are more on the earth. And Vana Mahotsav programs also done on this day. Vana Mahotsav, Vana means forest, Mahotsav means making the celebration. Vana Mahotsav program helps to promote the planting of trees. Planting of trees. Okay. The stored form of sugar is called starch. What is the food stored is called as starch. Okay. Here they are given the last summarize what we have explained or what we have learnt in the chapter. See that points, 6 points are given in this. Let us summarize. Okay. I will read one by one. Just you look at the textbook. Let us summarize. Photosynthesis is a process by which green plants make their own food. Plants and animals are equally important for each other. Water, carbon dioxide, sunlight and chlorophyll are necessary for the process of photosynthesis. Veins enable leaf to distribute water and food within the leaf. Stomata help in the exchange of carbon dioxide and oxygen. They also give out water vapor. Some unusual plants such as mushrooms and fungi do not have chlorophyll. This is the total summary of the lesson. So photosynthesis is a process by which green plants make their own food in the leaves. Plants and animals are equally important for each other because they are both interdependent on each other to maintain ecological balance. What they need for the photosynthesis? Plants need water, carbon dioxide, sunlight and chlorophyll. These are the necessary items for the process of photosynthesis. Next, what the function of the veins? Veins enable leaf to distribute water and food within the leaf. What are the function of the veins? They enable to distribute water and the food prepared within the leaves. Stomata help in the exchange of carbon dioxide and oxygen. Where the stomata present? Under the leaf. In the below area of the leaf, their stomata is present. What they do? It will open and closes for the exchange of gases. For the exchange of gases, the opening and closing of stomata has taken place. They also give out water vapor also. Some unusual plants such as mushrooms and fungi do not have chlorophyll, so they don't produce the food. They are called as non-green plants. They depend on the dead animals for their survival. I hope you understand the chapter. So, in the next classes, I will give some homework for you. Okay. This first lesson, food production in plants, it is completed. I hope you understand very well. Thank you.